Yeah, that's it.
Whoa.
All right,
What?
Just for the record,
Is that fake?
it's not fake, but he was referencing Trump saying that.
If you've watched me for a while, you probably know I love when podcasters get fact-checked, especially when they get fact-checked live, in the moment that it's happening. And I especially love when it happens to Joe Rogan, Joey Boy, Mr. Misinformation himself. Joey Boy here was making fun of something Biden said and gets hilariously fact-checked in the moment, as you'll see. But also, his and his co-hosts' reactions after they learn the truth of the situation are absolutely infuriating.
You know, there's people that voted for Biden that are doing it now. They're like, what did I do?
Right.
Like, what did I choose? Like, how is this guy?
Yeah, you just can't listen to an interview where he's saying some of the stuff he says that just makes no sense at all. It's like you can't listen to those interviews and feel like you made a good decision. I don't know how you could.
Did you hear what he said like yesterday or a couple days ago?
Mm-mm.
He was talking about the Revolutionary War. He's like, one of the reasons why we lost the Revolutionary War, one of the problems with the Revolutionary War was they didn't have enough airports.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
I saw that. It's like,
Have you seen
what
that?
the hell?
Like, pull him.
It's
Imagine
crazy.
If you had any other job and you were talking like that,
Yeah.
they would go, hey, you're done.
If you talk like that to a doctor at your
Yeah.
medical exam to fight, they'd be like, okay, like obviously you're not fighting. You would also, here's 8 weeks of being helped out by a professional. Like,
right. You might not ever do anything again.
No, it's it's one of the wildest things ever.
It's insane.
I just know from the moment Joe Rogan looked over at that booth and said, "Have you seen that?" I know that employee was furiously searching the web and fact-checking that information. And keep in mind their reactions to Biden saying that about the Revolutionary War, which, spoiler alert, he didn't really say it, but we'll get to that. But keep in mind how they reacted when they thought he did say it.
Yeah.
And the media gaslighting you to protect. It's just people are so afraid of Trump being in office and Republicans being in office.
I was a guy. I'm like, man.
Well, it's just the media narrative. I mean, so many people were fed this lie that the Russia collusion.
Yeah.
Was this?
Is this the video you're talking about?
Let me see what this one says. I don't think it is.
What? By the way, the same stable genius that said the biggest problem we had in the Revolutionary War is we didn't have enough airports. Whoa.
Yeah, that's it.
Whoa.
All right,
What?
Just for the record,
Is that fake?
it's not fake, but he was referencing Trump saying that. Here's what Trump saying it in 2019.
Oh.
Donald Trump said something about that. He didn't say Jesus. He said a stable genius, and that's where the transcription.
Let me hear what it says. What did he say?
In June of 1775, the Continental Congress created a unified army out of the revolutionary forces encamped around Boston and New York, and named after the great George Washington, Commander-in-Chief. The Continental Army suffered a bitter winter of Valley Forge, found glory across the waters of the Delaware, and seized victory from Cornwallis of Yorktown. Our army manned the airport. It ran the ramparts. It took over the airports. It did everything it had to do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he f***ed up.
Yeah, he did. But I feel like
Took over
that's
the airport.
you can tell too. It sounds like a little different. He's like, you could tell he like messed up his words, but yeah. He was just, I don't know.
Took over the airports.
Well, that's
It
the
is
thing
funny.
about
But
thing
it's-
about media these days. It's like
Right.
you
never
gotta
know.
look into it.
Oh, no, he messed up. Clearly, that's the thing about media, man. He just made a gaffe. But when Biden said it, he needed to be pulled from the presidency. I mean, he's crazy. He's not even lucid. He's just speaking nonsense. But if Trump says it, he messed up his words. You also really gotta love the amount of research that Joe Rogan clearly puts into his podcast topics. They're keeping Joe Biden, even though he's speaking nonsense. They're afraid to have a Republican in office. But when a Republican does it, when we flip the script, literally just flip it over, oh, yeah, just messed up. But Biden's still, Listen, is there an argument to be made about the lucidity of Biden and the age of Biden? Yes, and I've made them. I make those arguments because I think that he's a little too old. But so is Trump. They're both old and they're both losing it. Just remember, when you're listening to someone like Joe Rogan, how many facts aren't getting checked live that you're listening to, that you're ingesting, that you're just believing because that podcaster said so? Should the podcaster do the research and give you correct information because it's really time consuming and difficult to constantly fact check everything you hear on your own? Yes. Are they doing that though? No. So unfortunately, just take everything you hear with a grain of salt. Know that, especially when it comes to these podcasters who aren't professionals in anything, they could just be saying anything and they're not really doing the work. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to check out some of my content that isn't news related, you can check out my personal YouTube page at BadGamerWyatt. And until then, I will see you in the next video. Thank you.